And I was just in a phase of my life where I'm like, oh, okay, 24 with 3 kids. Not to mention other people had different things to say. 24 and 3 kids just sounded like a lot to a lot of people. So hey friends, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. So it recently dawned upon me that it's been approximately 10 years since I've had my tubal reversal. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm a mom of 5 and I have had a tubal reversal to conceive my last 2 babies. That said, it's just crazy how much time has passed, and I also wanted to just kind of share like the journey of what that tubal reversal looked like, especially since I really kind of made a video about this. It's been a long time since I made like a, thorough video. Back then I was sharing snippets of my story and I realized I didn't kind of all like compile it all together. So for those of you who are seeking information or wanting to know more about tubal reversal, I feel like I should start contributing more, because I have a lot of knowledge and experience in this area with regards to my own personal journey, and I definitely want to share with you guys what I've gone through and just where I'm at. And I know a lot of you guys are curious too, because I get asked questions about a tubal reversal pretty much daily. So I want to start off by saying, disregard my background. I am in my rec room, and guess what? I'm a mom of 5, so like sometimes there's just not a quiet place in my house to film, and this is gonna be it. So I hope you guys are okay with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Grab yourself a coffee or something and sit, and let's dive right in. I am still in shock at the fact that this journey has kind of gone by so fast, because even when I look at my kids sometimes and I just think about things, it feels like it was yesterday. And if you guys don't remember my story, I'm just going to give a quick little revamp, because I do have a video out there somewhere. I might link it down below, but I'll give you guys a quick little debrief of what my story looked like. I was a young mom. My husband and I got married really young, and I was just in a phase of my life where I'm like, oh, okay, 24 with 3 kids. Not to mention other people had different things to say. 24 and 3 kids just sounded like a lot to a lot of people. So that said, I definitely let those words impact me. I also definitely got like just overwhelmed myself with my thoughts. I remember once just having this idea that I only have 2 hands. It was a dream actually. 2 hands and all these kids, So if you know, you know. If you understand, yeah, it was just a phase that I was going through. And I also kind of just wanted to get my body back, because I had gained a lot of weight in my pregnancies. 100 pounds with my first, 85 with the second, and 75 with the third. Long story short, your girl was just, I thought I was just ready to tie the tubes and get it done with. And I did 10 years ago. But life went on. Here I am with my 3 kids. I felt confident. I felt great. Hubby and I are just, moving up a little bit in life, just achieving some of our goals, doing some of the things that we want to. Truth be told, we always said we wouldn't mind having another child or 2, but to my understanding, it was going to be via like adoption. That's what I was thinking, the route that I was going to go. And then we were just planning ahead and just trying to think about it, because we were like, okay, our older kids are getting older, and we're thinking we would love to kind of figure out this journey and what it would look like. And then I was going down this path, and just to kind of see just to see if we were gonna be even equipped to do what we wanted to do. And long story short, it just seemed so not feasible for us, and I was so disappointed. But then I just kept getting this feeling like, okay, well, that door is closed, but I would love to have more children. Like, what did that feel like? And I just kept hearing this, I just kept feeling this, and I realized that I actually wanted to physically have more children within my own self. And I'm like, girl, that's not possible. It's like talking to yourself, like, you just can't. You tied your tubes. And I was okay with that for a minute, but like the feeling was there and it just wouldn't go away. It just kept coming back over and over. And then I'm like, okay, like, what can I do about this? I just started feeling so lost and confused. But then I just looked it up one day. I was like, let's see, when you tie I don't even think I looked up tubal ligation, tubal reversal, because I just didn't even know it was like a thing. So I think I typed in like can you untie your tubes or something like that. And I found out that it was still relatively new. It wasn't out there, there wasn't a lot of support, but I was very, very thankful to have seen something. Now, it was just a whole other can of worms as well. You know, one door closes, another opens, but it's not all easy. Yeah, that's what it was. So I started doing research, more and more research about this whole tubal reversal journey type thing and seeing what it looked like. And just even seeing if there was a doctor who did it anywhere close by me. Luckily, there was. In Toronto, there were, I think, one or two, I think I only saw like the one or two doctors that did it in Toronto. I'm pretty sure it's probably only the one. And he had decent reviews. And I did it through a fertility clinic. So I was just like, okay, like, let's check this guy out. And I did, and did the reviews. And before I even got to that place anyways, like, I was doing the research behind the scenes. And I'm not gonna lie, the money at the time, because this video is well needed to be updated. You know why? Because there's a huge difference between a tubal reversal now and when I had it in terms of pricing. Because when I did it, I was like, $6,000? $6,000? Oh my gosh. And mind you, that's like a lot cheaper than the price of adoptions. Not like you can even put a price tag on a child. I just want to clarify that, because someone's going to come out of somewhere and just act like, oh my gosh, like, no, I'm not saying there's a price associated with a kid, but adoptions are costly. And I think that's a big part of the issues. Like, sometimes there are families who want to adopt and we can't because the price is just way out there. So long story short, a tubal reversal was obviously significantly cheaper when we're thinking about $6,000, but it also brought up the question as to where was this new fund gonna come from? Because $6,000 isn't like something you readily just pick up every day or just have accessible every day. And so I just kind of, I don't know, just thought about it, and it was more of like a faith thing. Like, I shared my trials and my struggles with my husband and what I was dealing with, and we talked about it, and he was positive. He, like, at first he was thinking, oh, I'm not sure, like, we were gonna go down this route, like, in terms of having a tubal reversal. But I left it with him. I said, you pray about it, and you think, do you deal with that part on your end? Because for me, I wanted to be sure it was a God thing. I didn't want it to just be all me. I didn't want it to be me. I wanted it to be, you know, a journey of faith. You guys can see this is probably gonna turn out to be a part in a series. This part is just kind of sharing my journey and how I got to the idea of wanting to do a tubal reversal, what kind of propelled that idea to begin with, why was my tubes even tight to begin with, and all that kind of stuff, and then and so forth. And we'll see how far we get with this video, because I'm pretty sure there will be a part 2. Basically kind of left it with him, and we both were on our journey just praying about it. At the time, we had just bought our first home, and we were just like we were like 6 months into our new home. And when we bought it, I had this vision, I had this dream. I'm like, I want to be able to sell this home in a year to be able to afford our dream home, to take whatever equity we can get out of it and be able to afford our dream home. And that was a vision, and that was definitely something that I could see happening. But there were lots of in-betweens that were just like, oh, it seemed pretty seemed pretty rocky, and just not something that was going to be within reach. Then all of a sudden the market just took a turn, and we're like, oh, okay, maybe we can attempt to sell our house and can attempt to follow this dream. And we ended up doing that. And when it was time to sell, I remember our realtor kind of asking, our realtor coming with like his prices of, you know, what he thinks the house should go for. And I remember saying, no, I have this number that I want to go for, because whatever I was going to sell the house for, we were already stretching ourselves with regards to being able to get out of this small house into our big family home. We knew the amount of money we needed, and we were just like, it was already so tight. We're like, oh, we're right there. Like, there's no room for flexibility. So with that said, I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I need to ensure my tubal reversal is going to get done. And so I factored in the $6,000 with a little wiggle room so I could have my tubal reversal done. And I'm like, if our house sells, it's faith. If it doesn't go, then, you know, it is what it is. When I tell you our house sold within 7 hours, it wasn't even 24 hours, it was 7 hours within that day. Just like that. And it was totally a God thing. So I think I kind of fast forwarded things too, and just kind of talking about it like the tubal reversal happened before the consultation, because it actually didn't. I ended up going on a consultation and that costed a couple $100, but it was something that was going to be factored back into the cost of the tubal reversal. Basically, that had happened like maybe a couple months before our house sold. And then when our house sold, obviously, like there's like a process, you know, with everything. Like it's 2 months before you can move and all that stuff. So I just kind of told the doctor, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm coming to do this, but I won't be able to afford it until, you know, we sell our house, because that's what I'm going to use the money for. That's where I'm going to get the funds to pay. And so it was just that one thing to look forward to. And I just kept thinking, I hope everything goes well. I hope everything goes well. You know, if you've ever bought or sold a house, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like closing day is always so nerve-wracking because you want to ensure that everything is going to go well. So anyways, yeah, I ended up having my surgery. It was a weird time to have it because it was going to be around Christmas. I knew that I needed, I think they said like 2 to 3 weeks to a month of healing time, because I did have a laparoscopic surgery. When my doctor went in, he was only able to salvage the one, not salvage, but he was able to only untie one tube. I was just like, oh my goodness. I can remember parts of it even though I was so out of it, just like, why couldn't I just have it? Like, how is this panning out? I was so disappointed because I just kind of felt like I was semi-robbed in a sense, because I'm like, oh, like I wasn't thinking about, like, not from the doctor's perspective, but just from my own, you know, where I'm just like, oh no, this is gonna rob my chances of conceiving, and this is gonna, it's just gonna limit me now to, you know, I really didn't understand what was gonna happen moving forward. I didn't understand the journey as to what, yeah, I just didn't understand the journey as to what was to expect. Like, am I going to, are my chances limited? He did tell me that they are not, but I just, you know, you just never know. I was just like, oh, okay. And I had to come home and do a lot of research on my own, where I learned things that, yes, it does limit you to a certain degree, but you still ovulate every month. It all depends on what side and things like that. I was disappointed for a while, but I just remember I had to pick myself up because I had to be, I'm trying to heal, and I'm also thinking, this is a faith thing. I had to remind myself, this is a faith thing. You know what? Because I was trusting the whole time and everything's been going in accord. So I got to get myself back together and on track, and remember that this isn't me and this isn't the doctor. This is really God's doing. And I think at the end of the day, if it's his will, it will happen. So I've just kind of left it. I just kind of let go. And the moment I let go is when everything just kind of falls into place. I healed. The healing from a laparoscopic surgery, I found it to be worse than a C-section. I don't know why. Just because of all the trapped air that they pump into you. It's not nice. Like, it gets trapped in different parts of your body on the, and it's so uncomfortable. So I did not enjoy that part, and that went on for a while because you can only lay there on an angle for so long, you know, for a while. Yeah, that was not a fun time, but it was definitely worth it. As you guys know, I've since gone on to conceive twice, and have had 2 successful pregnancies. So I've shared my journey on here, you know, the ins and outs of my journey, and just like how long it took to conceive my first. With the first, if you've ever had the surgery, you may know after having the surgery, you're not supposed to TTC. I've heard mixed messages about this too, because some people say they were told that they could kind of start immediately after healing, maybe after a month or something like that, or after 2 weeks. And for me, I was told 2 months, to wait 2 months before you start. And I wanted to do exactly that, because honestly, I was not in a state to be like, I want to start TTCing or do anything like that. Well, I just felt so uncomfortable. So we waited the 2 months, and literally like the first time I tried is when I got a positive, but it turned out to be a chemical pregnancy. I was actually really shocked. I'm like, what? And then, so that was by the time it was like January rolled around, it was like January 15th, I checked because I had my surgery. I think it was somewhere between December, somewhere in the 15th, pretty much 2 months, and then checked and it got a positive. So now the next, obviously that ended in a chemical pregnancy, and the next time that I conceived was in March, and that's how I got pregnant with my daughter. And then with my son, I basically, I was nursing my daughter for the longest time, and I was trying to conceive while I was nursing, but we all know that's probably, like for some people, it's fine, like they can still conceive even if their cycle is on and whatnot. But for me, it didn't exactly happen. I had to actually stop nursing for it to happen for me. And my body took some time to get back to where it needed to. Like it took like a good, I think 6 to 7 months for my body to conceive after having stopped nursing so I could conceive, and that was a shocker. So yeah, that's kind of like my main thing, like me getting this tubal reversal, my journey towards getting it, and decisions to why I got it, and how I'm actually here now. Fast forward now in 2023, I have had 2 tubal reversal babies, and the big question is, are you still planning on having more? Well, if you guys noticed, I did mention on here in a video, I stated that we were going to try for baby number 6. And we technically, like, I haven't been trying the way that I haven't been actively trying the way I tried with my others. I think it's just because I'm so much busier, and honestly, my son has me questioning things. I don't think I've ever questioned if I really wanted to if I wanted to have more. Yeah, but that's a whole different, I'll save that for a different topic so we can talk about that, because I feel like I want to touch base on that. Yeah. But yeah, this is like the little recap about me having a tubal ligation 10 years ago, and then having a tubal reversal. What's up with me now? This is where I'm at now. Today, I am deciding, I think I am actively trying for baby number 6, because I'm not preventing. But I'm not like, I'm not pressing the way I did with my other 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give it a big like, share, and a comment. And yeah, comment down below and let me know what y'all think of this journey. Let me know if you have had a tubal reversal, how it worked, how it's going for you, because I know there are other people on this journey as well. And or if you're considering it, I'm just curious to know, like, what drew you to this particular video in a sense. I'm just kind of curious. So definitely leave your comment down below, and until next time guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye y'all.